Hello, Shuhus. It's me, Kissyforshuhua. Welcome or welcome back. I finally have a functioning microphone to record, but apparently K-pop fans do not yet have functioning brains because it's again time for today's episode of An Idol Doing Something Crazy and Everyone Acting Surprised as if this isn't a normal Sunday for us. The series. Don't understand a thing I just said. Yunjin was caught drinking from that coffee place a couple hours ago, and every single fanboy who hasn't seen sunlight since the Great Depression was quick to say the stereotypical, how can Yunjin say she wants to change the idol industry but turn around and do something contradictory to that? And that does actually bring up a valid question. How is Yunjin changing the idol industry? And the short answer to me is that she's actually revealing more about the fans than the industry. Damn, I really make it look easy. Yeah, I know that I make it look easy. Since I didn't mention in the intro, I'd like to address one thing before starting this section. This video is not defending Yunjin, so you can miss me with that bullshit. Now that it's out of the way, let's get into the video. A lot of us as fans would like to believe that our idols are 100% who they say they are on camera, but it just isn't true most of the time. A lot of the personalities we see are just concepts made to cater to a specific audience, and you rarely find groups that aren't doing that in some way. Even with groups like Stray Kids, for example, who never really had a specific concept you could narrow down, like boy crush or retro. The fact that they tried to step out of the box, though not by much, is a concept in of itself. And similarly, the Seraphim's concept can't really be narrowed down into words, but it's clear they were trying to go for a more minimalist take on the I don't give a fuck badass teen crush thing that was popular for a while. And, of course, Hyde took it a step further with the release of her Yunjin's introduction video prior to their official debut. So what I'm guessing is that behind the scenes, producers just told her to look pretty, splash paint everywhere, and say some slightly inspirational shit, which is how we landed here. And since K-pop stans are the most easy to impress monkeys ever, in stiff competition with Swifties, they fully expected Yunjin to do something extraordinary. The fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter whether or not Yunjin said she would change the industry or not. That wouldn't have really changed anything. The fact of the matter is that nothing would be changed regardless, because these idols all say things and look like activists and pretend to be activists because it's what the company wants them to do. It's what will bring in more money for the company, because these idols are physically incapable of being activists. Being what they are in the state that it is now is directly the opposite of an activist. Of course, I'm not saying that they can't be politically involved and they can't be aware of what's going on in the world, but at the same time, it's really difficult or just impossible for any of these idols to be activists. So I would just assume that either very few or none of them are. And I'm definitely certain that Yunjin is not one of those people, because she's under one of the biggest companies in the world. I don't think she could care less about the people at the bottom. She is at level 2 on the pyramid. She is up where she needs to be, and she doesn't have a reason to care. So why do you guys think you should have a reason to care? That is what I want to know. Why do you guys think you should have a reason to care about someone who doesn't give a shit about you or your world? I'm not saying she's just some heartless, soulless creature, but at the same time, she is way too high up to really sincerely care about each and every single individual that is at the bottom. This works like a pyramid, and she is nearly at the top of said pyramid. But then you would say there are other celebrities and other famous people in and out of K-pop that are on a similar or same level as her, so why do they act differently to how she acts? And then you would think, oh, well, it's a case-by-case basis, it depends on person. But no, it doesn't really depend on person. It just depends on how good they are at hiding how performative their activism is. The better you are at hiding the fact that your image and brand is a brand, the more people think it's authentic. That's very basic, but you don't realize that most of these idols probably do not care about being activists at all, but they're just very good at making it look like they do. I could say this for many of the artists that I follow. I could say that Stray Kids, honestly, I don't know them personally, but I don't have a reason to think that they genuinely, sincerely care about being activists at all, simply because a lot of the things that these idols do as being part of these companies and as being idols in these groups is an image and it's a brand that they have to uphold. So really, it's not that Yunjin is somehow way worse or that she's exempt from being a good person just because she's a celebrity, but it's just that she's not as good as hiding the fact that her image and her brand is a brand. So people see through it. It's more 2D. But yeah, that is all that I have to cover in this video. If you like this video, then consider subscribing, as I'll try and make my posts more consistent from now on, and I will see you shuhus and non-shuhus in the next one. Bye!